Bartkowski again.
Good blocking on Harvey Martin. They kept 79 out of there. The throw just barely does with the safety man and Charlie Waters. Benny Barnes was not involved in that play.
Mazzetti. Line drive to Wisconsin. Who drops it? Atlanta will have it. The Falcons recover. Ball is still loose. Safety, I believe, or is it touchback?
They're signaling a safety, I believe. Let's see if he gets his hands up above his head on the hat.
Bruce Huther struggled back into the end zone, and it will be an Atlanta safety.
That ball looked like something on Halloween night. Watch this thing move. That is a muff. But watch the action as the ball is first hit by Falcons. Still loose. And remember, that's an artificial turf, just like your living room rug. And they are still struggling for it.
There it goes, off to the right, and that's Huther, number 57, who recovers it. The impetus of the ball took it into the end zone. The officials have ruled, and it is not a safety.
I thought that was a touchback signal, but all the Falcons were jumping up and down.
A couple of them signaled touchdown. Score is still the same as it was, though. Sorry. 17-13 Atlanta. Fumble. Well, I'll wait this time. Yes, Atlanta does have it.
And look at Bennett very calmly talking to Bartkowski about the next series. Fumble number 13 for Tony Dorsett. Here it is from the eye. He is really moving, but he's got to put that ball away. And the word's out. Don't hit him once, hit him twice. Here comes that pellet.
And Pridemore will get it, number 27. Greg Brasina knocked it loose from Dorsett, and Pridemore recovered. Atlanta first down at the Dallas 30. Bubba Bean swings to the outside, has almost another Atlanta first down before Cliff Harris takes him down. And these Falcons have shocked everybody.
Now watch the left part of your screen and see if Randy White, number 54, stands up. He does, and Scott turns him outside. And that's about the fourth good play that Atlanta's poured through that hole. Randy at about 6'3.5" has to look around sometimes. You're right, he might be a lot concerned.
2nd and 1, 9 yards for Bean. At the Dallas 21 with 3:20 left to play in the first half as Bean struggles for a couple. He should have the first down. He does. D.D. Lewis tackled him.
The crowd is very quiet, and even the cheerleaders have on jogging suits. It's cool, and right now the Cowboys are backed up against it.
They're cool at the moment. Somehow it doesn't seem the same, does it?
It sure doesn't. Don't blame them.
No. It's got to be down in the 20s now. It was dropping a couple of degrees an hour earlier in the day. Francis goes out of backfield in motion, leaving Bubba Bean the lone setback. And Bean vaults to about the 12. Cliff Harris hit him underneath.
This is the defense that allowed people only about 107 yards per game. And they played some tough people. And right now, Atlanta is going inside where they live and doing the job. There's Van Note going through on the linebacker. And Bubba Bean is really running with that reckless abandon you hear about. Look at this. And he held the ball.
5-yard pickup will make it 2nd and 5 at the 13-yard line. And Bartkowski takes advantage of the 2-minute notification to both benches to come over and talk with Lehman Bennett. Tom Landry will get that message too, and he'll talk to 2 members of his defense who are confused by Atlanta right now. Dallas has 10 first downs. Atlanta has 10.
Bartkowski is 5 for 7 for 59 and a touchdown. And Wallace Francis has 4 catches for 37 yards already.
A second down situation at the Dallas 13. Don't forget at the half, highlights of the Denver-Pittsburgh game on the NFL Today, as well as highlights of this game with Brent and Irvin James. Bean hit by Henderson. He got a couple. Looked like he might break it for a second.
Boy, Henderson moved so quickly at the point of attack that time. Everybody talks about hard hitters, and I think Henderson's one of the best because he gets in position so he can unload. He's a lot like a fighter. If you're reaching for people with the arms and all, there's no way you can stick him, and Hollywood moves the feet very quickly.
By the way, Tom, NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle is going to be on with Brent and Irvin Jane at the half, and we'll have a live report from Los Angeles, where Minnesota plays the Rams tomorrow. Bartkowski calls a timeout and comes over to chat with the Atlanta coaching staff. The Falcons lead the Cowboys 17-13. A new look sports spectacular, 1979. The Falcons and the Cowboys involved in a spectacular at Texas Stadium in Dallas right now. Haskell Stanback gets the good yardage before Thomas Henderson stops him, but it's enough for an Atlanta first down.
I'll tell you, Big Mike Ken, the rookie from Michigan, and Scott and Van Note, we underestimated their abilities when we said they might be holy, and they are moving Harvey Martin and company out of there. Watch the left part of your screen. Right on through, Scott goes on Randy White and then cuts him as he goes by. Van Note's out in front after snapping the ball. Bubba Bean has taken a block for Haskell Stanback. Atlanta's on the move again.
They have it first and goal at the Dallas 6.5-yard line. Danny White was loosening up a minute ago over by the Dallas bench.
You know, Lehman Bennett said something that I thought was rather interesting in all the newspapers and out loud yesterday at the press conference. Lehman said, our only secret is togetherness. When we lost Claude Humphrey, a great player, we said we got to play tougher in other areas. And when we lost Bryant, our big offensive tackle, he said we got to be tougher. We got to play together. And he is really some kind of a young coach. I can see how you'd want to play like gangbusters for him.
The fella standing on his left was the Atlanta quarterback the last time these two teams met 2 years ago when Atlanta won 17-10. That's Scott Hunter. And his attitude, he hasn't thrown a pass or played it down all year long. And yet he's just as happy as he can be to be a part of it.
And now these Bulls doing a job up front against what many people think is the best defense in football.
1:21 left in the first half. And it's Atlanta 17, Dallas 13. And Atlanta should come away with no less than 3 out of this. First down. George Franklin tries to cut back, and they cut him off, but he still manages to whirl around for 2.
Harvey Martin came all the way from the offside, and now we're going to get a hurry up as the clock continues.
Falcons have one more timeout left. They'll operate from the 5. Bartkowski going, and he had his man, Wallace Francis. He had the ball just for a second and dropped it.
Benny Barnes was in his wake. Did a pretty good job of getting a hand. What's the right part of your screen? The quick slant. 3 steps and right over the top. Francis almost had control of that.
Bartkowski did something that froze Cliff Harris for a second, and he couldn't get over in time to help. Landry obviously very concerned.
They've got the nickel-looking defense. Randy Hughes just came in, number 42. They're anticipating pass again.
Be a good time for draw play, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
Bartkowski looking and throwing high, just barely tipped. Intended for Wallace Francis, and Mark Washington barely got a hand on it.
It was high, but Francis at 5'10", about 185 pounds, can jump straight up. Great play by Mark Washington. He got part of it.
And Mazzetti will come in to hold, to kick with John James, number 6, to hold. There's 8 out of 9 from this range. It's the Atlanta Falcons 20, Dallas 13. In a very, very surprising first half of football at Texas Stadium. The Falcons ahead by 7. Mazzetti will kick off. And deep for Dallas will be Butch Johnson and Larry Brinson. I saw the score of the Atlanta scoring drive. They lead 2013. Thank you, folks.
That was taken from some stadium earlier in the day, I think.
Yes. Mazzetti's kickoff will be handled this time by Larry Brinson. Queenly. He bounces out to about the 26. He is hit by Bob Glazebrook. Don't forget to stay with us for that group at the half. Jane is the one on the left.
And that helmet belongs to one of the Cowboys, right?
One of them does. They do quite a job, don't they?
You think the Cowboys might be a little conservative and just go into halftime and try to regroup?
Nope. I think he'll unload it in the direction of Tony Hill. Shotgun formation. Billy Joe Dupree skips back off the line of scrimmage. Cowboys have all 3 of their timeouts left. Here comes the red blitz. Pearson had it and dropped it. It's called incomplete. Rollin Lawrence picked it up.
And Roger Staubach is down. I think Famuino or maybe a blitzing linebacker got him.
He is hurting. Flag is lying right under his right arm. The red wave from Atlanta's defense took him down. Let's see if we can see what happens.
See if it's the linebacker Pennywell or Famuino. Famuino's that big man right over the middle, and they're stunning.
Famuino's 74.
74. It's Pennywell, all right, the linebacker. Third-year man out of Grambling. Stuck him when the ball was a long way out of the quarterback's hand. And Lawrence did a heck of a job on Pearson at this end, too.
Dallas Dr. Knight looking on, and Tom Landry, of course, face showing his concern.
Danny White would imagine would be up warming up, and he did quite a job against the Jets on a windy day, huh?
They walk it off against Atlanta, and Danny White walks onto the field. He's been warming up already. There he is.
Arizona State just waiting a chance to play. This is not the way he would like to enter the game, obviously, with number 12 down. Watch this Lawrence at 5'10". He's got 6 interceptions, and I'll tell you, he's been going after Cowboys all afternoon.
Staubach is still on his back. Cowboys have 2 timeouts left now. Falcons still have 1. 38 seconds left in the first half. Atlanta 20, Dallas 13.
That was a real late charge by the linebacker. Obviously, when you're blitzing like that, you continue your charge, but that was a long time after the arm would come through.
Roger up in a sitting position now, which is encouraging, to say the least. The doctor on the right side of the picture is Dr. Knight.
Couldn't tell exactly where the contact was. Was it in the rib cage?
Looked like it. Right in the middle of the rib cage.
He's having trouble getting up, too.
Rogers, a competitor who keeps himself in excellent physical condition, but he is 36 years old.
And Pennywell weighs about 225.
And had a long run at him. Looks like it could be on his left side, possibly his left shoulder. We'll find out as soon as we can.
Danny White is 20 of 34. 1 interception and no touchdowns. Not yet.
White is a good quarterback. Pearson stays on his feet down the far sideline.
This is Pearson's 3rd catch of the day. Again, that's a blind snap by Fitzgerald, handled beautifully by Danny White. Looks like he's been in there a long time. Here's the move by Pearson. Just caught the white line. The official looking right down the rail at him.
Rick Bias made the contact with him and took him out of bounds, but he did get a first down for the Cowboys.
Danny White has a nice fluid motion,
Yes,
doesn't he?
sir. That decision to let him play that last game against the Jets might turn out to be a real stroke of luck. Knocked down by Roland Lawrence. He sidearmed that one a little bit.
He's from little Tabor College out in Kansas. Everybody at that school must be watching Lawrence right now.
Roger Staubach is behind that group over there, headed for the locker room, it looks like, and being helped.
That locker room is just about like a municipal hospital, too. They'll find out and be able to treat him better than anybody. The out move, the ball sort of telegraphed, and Lawrence playing good man-to-man.
That's Roger in the middle. He's walking better than he was.
Crowd seems a little angry.
Danny White sort of sidearmed that last throw a little bit, so it'll be 2nd and 10. 28 seconds left to go in the first half. Atlanta leads Dallas 20-13. Caught by Billy Joe Dupree on his knees. Should be close to Dallas first down.
And I mean, White drilled that one.
Frank Reed a little bit slow getting up for Atlanta. Dallas uses a timeout.
His right arm may have gotten caught in the collision. Dupree at 6'4", 225. Reed at 5'11", about 185.
Moriarty goes in to replace Reed.
White drops this one down a little bit too, but he does hum this one. Didn't look at the rush. Dupree's a good target.
Still haven't gotten any report on Roger Staubach. Something has happened to our communications with the Dallas officials. About a 3-inch need for a Dallas first down.
Rosina's checking with the defensive coaches as to what to anticipate. Pass, I would imagine.
21 seconds left to go in the first half, with Atlanta leading by 7, 20-13. Lehman Bennett said he figured it would take at least 23 points to win. He's got 20.
It'll be some defensive second half.
Danny White is the Dallas quarterback. Roger Staubach has been injured. They're coming again. White just barely struggles to get it back. Falcons have it. He didn't get it back.
And the blitz came from everywhere. I believe Dewey McClain recovered that ball, the linebacker. Kuykendall, Pennywell, everybody. Watch them come down. They've got a 4-yard run at the line of scrimmage. That's Kuykendall, Captain Crazy from UCLA, really causing the problem. McClain goes right under to get it.
The report on Roger Staubach is that he was knocked out by that blow from Pennywell and is still a little bit woozy. They have taken him to the locker room already, and they're checking. The fumble was not really Danny White's fault. The snap was low. Bartkowski going deep. Almost picked off by Randy Hughes. That was the play that beat New Orleans.
That's right. Shades of New Orleans. Bartkowski really hums this. You can see all 3 receivers, and they're looking for volleyball action. Hughes makes the ball is still alive there. Almost intercepted by, I believe Charlie Waters had a hand on it once.
It was Alfred Jackson that got the rebound in the victory over New Orleans, and he was in the same spot on that play that he was when they scored against the Saints.
I tell you, for a conservative offense, they're sort of airing it out.
Speaking of New Orleans, we'd like to congratulate Archie Manning, who was selected as the NFC's Player of the Year this year.
Couldn't happen to a better person.
Again, same play. This time it is picked off by Randy Hughes. Dallas has the football, and Hughes might have landed in a position to knock the wind out of him.
Here it is. It's called wing formation left, and keep it alive.
Hughes landed on that artificial surface, which is very hard his back, and it knocked the wind out of him. And Easton Reeves, who's the offensive coordinator for Dallas, been to the locker room, obviously, and Roger Staubach will not be back. We don't know how severely hurt he is, but he will not play in the second half.
So number 11, Danny White, will play in the second half.
Right.
I got some stats, and you're not going to believe this. For a team that only averages about 103 yards rushing, 97 rushing for Atlanta in the first half. Dallas had 81, but the 4 turnovers, actually 4 fumbles and 3 turnovers. Even Dallas can't play with that kind of a margin, huh?
Raphael stepped in, kicked off to Tom Pridemore, who heads back to the middle of the field for a while. Penalty marker goes down for Dallas. Guy Brown made the stop.
There have been 3 sacks on Bartkowski, but actually the right side of the defensive line, talking about Randy White and Harvey Martin, has been rather silent.
A clip against Atlanta.
Here it is, right in the middle. You'll see the clip on number 36 on Brinson, I believe.
That's correct. Roger Staubach will not be back in today's action. It'll be Danny White, the Dallas quarterback. If he should go down, they have Glenn Carano.
Clipping 45 and returns to first down.
Moriarty.
Now we'll see if the Dallas defense is going to get it going. If number 72 decides to turn on, the entire defensive platoon will turn on.
Atlanta leads 20-13. Touchdown by Bubba Bean. Touchdown by Francis. And this time the Dallas defenses converge quickly. Another penalty flag is down.
Might be holding, and Ed Jones that time went clear down the line of scrimmage and caught the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage. He is the hot defensive man right now. You'll see Cliff Harris coming up and talking, and Brunig and everybody, and if they get it pepped up, Dallas may think they've got to win it on defense.
Atlanta looked very sharp in the first half, as the scoreboard would indicate. Hal Lepore is the referee.
Holding 68. Offense, first down.
Fieldman is 68. On the sidelines, Herbert Scott. And that's Roger Staubach without the helmet and without the cap.
Bartkowski's got to be very careful.
First and 17 back at the Atlanta 7. They give to Bubba Bean again. And Ed Jones, as Tom Brookshire said a minute ago, he's the hot man on defense.
I'll bet you Ernie Stautner got the entire defensive unit in one corner, and the fire and sparks flew. Look at 72. Different looking action on the line of scrimmage.
Thomas Henderson was also involved. The Cowboy report is that Staubach has a concussion, they feel. And he will not play anymore today. It's 2nd and 18 for Atlanta. Back at their own 6-yard line now. And you're right. Bartkowski has got to be careful. He is. Bubba Bean gets out to about the 10, maybe the 11, before Harvey Martin submarined him.
And Randy White got into the action. Tempo is up, and Dallas looks like they're hot. Maybe they're embarrassed. And in a way, they probably think they should be embarrassed. They're the Super Bowl champions. Look at this action by 54.
They were favored by 14 points. And some people thought that wasn't enough.
Well, it's fun to go against the champion, though, you know. You can lay it all out, and if you lose, you were supposed to lose.
Everybody plays better against the champion, and that's understandable.
It's nickel defense time.
Look out. Taking no chances. It's Bartkowski. Ed Jones had a crack at him. Randy Hughes finally made the tackle. And again, a penalty marker is dropped.
Might be some holding. That was Haskell Standback, who's still on the ground.
He was the ball carrier.
What a great run, really, for not even getting the first down. It's holding again.
Think they'll refuse it?
I would imagine. And that is a signal that the Dallas defensive line is coming on.
And the crowd senses it. You can tell that already. Cold afternoon in Dallas.
Haskell's hurt.
85. Offense, penalty declined. Fourth down.
call against Alfred Jackson. As we thought they might, the Cowboys refused the penalty, and John James is already in the game. Haskell's standback is being helped off the field.
Well, he's been a great ball carrier out of Tennessee. First at Cincinnati, and he came down to Atlanta, and he does everything that Lehman Bennett asked him to do.
Give you an indication of how well Atlanta played in the first half. John James punted only one time, and that one was dropped by Butch Johnson, and the Falcons got it back.
James had one punt block this year.
That's Butch Johnson, the lone safety man for Dallas. John James back at his own goal line, or maybe at about the one. Atlanta ahead by a touchdown in the third quarter. See if they try to block it. They look like they might be serious about it, don't they?
They're thinking about it.
A lot of jumping around, and here they come. Line drive kick to Butch again. This time he gets around Moriarty. But the rest of the Atlanta Falcons are there very quickly. Dewey McClain took him out of bounds.
Do they cover punts and kickoffs? The Atlanta Crazies went after Butch Johnson and got him.
13 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third quarter. Atlanta ahead 20-13.
Danny's father was an All-American at Arizona State, and Mr. White, your son has a problem, but he's a good football player.
Dallas first down at the 49-yard of Atlanta. Tony Dorsett maybe got two. As he sipped it into the middle, he was hit by Jeff Yates.
Dorsett went into that carry with 21 yards, so you might give him a couple, get him 23 yards on 6 carries. For a guy that had 1,325 and a 4.6 average, looks like the Falcons have laid the defense on, too.
Dallas offensive line is the one that started. Rayfield Wright back at right tackle, and right now Burton Wallace is the guard next to him. Landry shuffles his guards in order to get the plays in. And White is hit just as he throws. Kenneth Drew Pearson picked off by Rollin Lawrence. White was rocked by the Atlanta defense just as he let it go.
I believe it was Edgar Fields, number 77. Pick up and see where the rush came from the left. He took the inside. Donovan never had a chance. Lawrence gets interception number 7. It's a biggie.
White seems to be okay. Atlanta first down. They lead 20-13. 12-16 left in the third quarter. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire, and we're watching an inspired Atlanta team. Dallas changes their defense. They wind up with Charlie Waters playing cornerback.
Ooh.
Randy White made the tackle.
Cliff Harris overran it. Again, you don't see Harris miss 2 open field tackles almost in the whole season, but he's just missed 2 in this game. But Bartkowski's in a lot of trouble down here.
2nd and 5. George Franklin takes into the Atlanta backfield. He and Bubba Bean operating together now. Standback was shaken up a little bit. Steve Bartkowski, watch it. Waters almost picked it off. Intended for George Franklin. That was the hands of Steve Bartkowski that we were looking at close up before.
Scouting reports say he flexes his hands nervously until he's getting ready to get the snap and then gets firm with it. And some defensive linemen claim they can go ahead and jump the barrier and take him on when he stops those hands from moving.
Not have to worry about linemen moving and reacting to movement on the other side just when he stops. They might get a little jump on the gun.
They don't need much of an edge.
It's 3rd down. Haskell standback has recovered from whatever was wrong with him. And he gets the... Nope, Bubba Bean got the carry. On 3rd down. And he'll have to punt again.
And Harvey Martin came down the line behind Randy White. Watch to your left. Bubba makes one move and has no more time. 79 suddenly is alive.
And you get in a situation like this, that, of course, is Tom Landry, and you think about the Atlanta philosophy, you have to be very careful that you don't all of a sudden become too conservative, because you can lose what you had going for you.
What's the stance on this punter, James? He's got both feet parallel, doesn't he?
He says the reason for that is if the snap is bad, he can go either direction quickly. Or backwards. This one they do not try to block, and James hangs it high. Butch handles it. And again, the Atlanta coverage is down there in excellent shape. Paul Rysick, who snaps the ball on the punch, was the leader.
They hold punt returners to 5.4 yards a shot. They've done it all year.
Tomorrow night on CBS, 60 Minutes, All in the Family. Alice, Kaz, New Year's Eve with Guy Lombardo's Royal Canadian.
And Alice is tough, you know. Flo can't find a date for New Year's Eve, and that hurts me a little bit.
Special guest on the Guy Lombardo show will be Cab Calloway, Heidi Ho, and Kelly Garrett. First down, Dallas at their own 46. Dorsett swings in motion to the right. Laidlaw takes the pitch back. Gets around to the outside, almost breaks loose. Gets about 5. Tom Pridemore stopped him.
Good block by Rayfield Wright. I can't break that guy's code.
Let's go down and see if John Unitas is frozen yet.
Little update report on Roger Staubach. He is feeling a little bit better. He is quite nauseated and doesn't recall too much of what's going on at this time. The Atlanta Falcons appear to be going away from the game plan of the short, quick, tight passes and going for the deep stuff. Right now, the momentum seems to have turned around for the favor of Dallas.
All right, John, thank you. Nobody was better in a situation like this than one John Unitas.
That's the truth.
2nd and 5. Laidlaw again. The ball carrier is tackled by Fulton Kuykendall.
Kuykendall is something. Dick Vermeil coached him at UCLA and said his IQ is near genius. They call him Captain Crazy, but he really isn't. He plays under control and loves it. But he can really tackle. There's Roger. He's walking a little bit better now all the time. He's probably clearing those cobwebs, huh?
He really took a hit from Pennywell. 9:19 left to play in the third quarter. And Atlanta holds on to that lead. The throw is to Drew Pearson. In a clutch situation, 88 is the man they look for.
Is he classy, though? Watch the way Mr. Pearson gets the feet down before he goes out. Nureyev couldn't have done it any better. And he's there.
Rick Bias is number 38 for Atlanta that pushed him out of bounds. Watch that move again.
Not bad.
Totally under control. Atlanta 20. Dallas 13. Tony Hill wide to the right. Drew Pearson again split wide to the left. Laidlaw move. This time should have a lot of time. And does for Tony Hill. Almost had it, but a great defensive play by Rollin Lawrence. Got the hand in just at the right time.
All right. He has no fear to go for the ball. Hill is going to complain, but all receivers do that. Super coverage by the cornerback. At 5'10", he covered one of the best young athletes in the NFL. Coming right at you now. It's a good throw. And boy, this is a great defensive play.
Lawrence is from Tabor College.
That's out in Kansas. 5,000 people screaming right now as they watch 22 do this.
He's 5'10", 179 pounds, a 6-year veteran. It'll be 2nd and 10, Dallas. And again, White rolls left, rolls right. Heinsberg makes it free. The big tight end rolls inside the 20 to the 17. Rollin Lawrence again made the tackle. Thomas Henderson.
He's going back in.
And we're going to get him, he said.
Great play by Danny White. He rolls out and throws it on the run. Waits for Dupre to clear. Good throw. 89 cuts it up. Dallas is moving.
Danny White exhibits What a marvelous athlete he is.
Away from the rush. Back to the big tight end. He's got hands like suitcases, Dupre does.
Dallas has the football at the Atlanta 17. They're on the move. Dorsett started in motion by Danny White, who again rolls to his right, throws back left. Laidlaw has it with blockers in front. To the 10. To the 3. Down at the 2. Fulton Kuykendall finally got him.
And a good offensive series. Good call by Danny Reeves upstairs and Landry on the sideline. It's called a screen away. You sprint over to the right. He just threw off the run here. And you throw back to Laidlaw. And now you watch the pattern. That's Rayfield Wright, topside, getting one. Donovan.
Laidlaw at one time was completely on the ground, lying down. And he got back up and got back into the screen. That's good execution and good coaching.
Good faking, too.
First and goal, Dallas. At the Atlanta 2. Danny White rolling right. And throws it in. It's down. Jackie Smith.
The 16-year veteran catches 2 passes for Dallas, both of them today, and he's keeping the game ball.
This crowd is now going wild.
And Danny White had a lot to do with this. Good fake to Laidlaw. There's Jackie. Does he get him down? You betcha, man. He did take that ball to the bench with him.
His first Dallas touchdown. Septien hits it. Tie game. .707 left in the third quarter. It's Atlanta 20, Dallas 20. What a contest we've got. The offensive drive for the Cowboys that took them that distance and tied this game at 20-20. Jackie Smith, touchdown pass to Danny White. Tom Pridemore takes the line drive kickoff and has it in good shape and almost broke it out to the 40. It was George Franklin. I'm sorry, it was not Pridemore. And again, a penalty flag is down.
Pat Steele and the Atlanta Falcons got into a shoving match right at midfield. It's time for the Atlanta offense to get in gear for the second half.
Lehman Bennett watching the happenings against Dallas.
Pat Steele must have started it.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 82, and defense, the first down.
That's Robert Steele. I'm sorry, did I say Pat Steele? Pretty good offensive move for Atlanta, huh?
They have the ball at the Dallas 45. Jim Mitchell, the tight end, is split out wide to the left. The 2 speed receivers, Pridemore and Francis on the right. Bartkowski now goes back to work. And Ed Jones swarms.
Sack number 4. But remember, number 72 is the signal. When he turns on, they all come. The right part of your screen. He won't be alone back there. Harvey Martin came over and told Bartkowski, we're here.
Loss of 9. Too tall is number 72.
It's even fast in slow motion.
Dallas 20, Atlanta 20. 6.5 minutes left, third quarter. Second and 19. And now let's see what happens. Bartkowski fires and has the ball ricochet off the fingertips of Alfred Jackson. The ball is there.
Jackson did a hang-around job. He's had 4 catches for over 50 yards. He's the sprinter from Texas. But look at the rush on number 10. This time he throws sort of a screwball, and it flutters and hangs, and Alford just couldn't stand around long enough to catch it.
You better go.
Dave Stalls is number 65. Perhaps you saw him in the Dallas rushing unit. They use everybody. 3rd and 19.
How conservative do you play now?
Jackson comes out to the right. You play with George Franklin, your ball carrier. Here's popped from the side by Randy White. One that he'll remember for a while, although he gets right up. 2-year running back from Texas A&I.
Franklin almost went to the wrong bench.
I think he was just checking the number of the guy who decked him. The defense gets the hand from the crowd. Butch Johnson standing back at his own 10, and John James will kick for Atlanta.
Pat, he has kicked 25 out inside the 20. He is very good at kicking it out.
Averaging today 44 yards. Cowboys again do a lot of shifting and running around, looking for a place to rush. Atlanta starts to move and shuffle, and Isaac just waits. Another high, good kick from James. Goes into the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20, where Dallas will take over with Danny White as their quarterback. You joined us late. Roger Staubach is out. Knocked down by Pennywell in the second quarter. They say he has a concussion. He won't play anymore. It's 2020 in Dallas. The Houston team was staying at the same hotel we were. If you have any ideas about them not being big and impressive, change them, because they're huge.
And they want Notre Dame pretty bad.
That'll, of course, be on CBS. Lindsey Nelson and Paul Hornung. Dorsett squirms around for 4 or 5, more than he should have gotten, perhaps. Tom Pridemore finally took him down, but he got maybe 8 before he got through.
I thought I saw 3 or 4 Falcons going for the football there as he was making the spin. Here's Kuykendall moving over, shifting into it. Lawrence gets some. Kuykendall gets a little. You have to get about 5 on Dorsett. Once he breaks that line of scrimmage, get help.
Talking before the game to Kurt Mosier, who was on the Atlanta staff, not coaching staff, administrative staff, and he said, we think that really our best chance would be brought about if we can get the Cowboys to fumble it. And they've had 5 turnovers. Dorsett again. He rolls for a Dallas first down. Edgar Fields made the tackle, but number 33 has got it in high gear.
Looked like Rafferty and company did a good job on the right side. Watch him seal off Rayfield. And notice when Dorsett runs, the head does not bob. There's no extra motion. It's a glide.
Good block by Herbert Scott, the pulling guard, too. He's finally getting some of the recognition that we thought he deserved for a long time. Scott. They didn't put the warm-ups on the posters. White throws. Tony Hill has it. Not out of bounds yet. And Hill is in Atlanta territory to the 42. Kuykendall got him down.
All the way from the linebacking spot. And it's a good thing he came out. Bias gets caught. Watch the left part of your screen. Let's see how the block he was on this. Dorsett seals off a blitzing linebacker. The shirt just won't get the job done. Bias goes out of bounds. And Thrill Hill stays in. Here comes Kuykendall. Boy, that's pursuit.
Danny White is now 7 out of 10. Since he replaced Staubach. First down, Cowboys at the Atlanta 43. Fake Dorsett. Protection is good, and Hill is just overthrown. He was wide open. He had won his battle.
And Bias had no safety help at all. He was all by himself. Pretty good pass action here. Watch the play action now. The fake by White. He's going to remember this one if this game goes the other way. Here's Hill. He's got Bias on the outside, and no safety man shows up. Just beyond.
The
think he should have had some help from somewhere because they weren't blitzing.
Pridemore is a rookie that's playing the safety spot.
Danny White now 7 out of 11 for 95. Will throw again and does. Outside Billy Joe Dupree. Ball is loose. It's Dallas ball. They say that Dupree was the last with possession.
Bias knocked that out. I talked about the size of Dupree's hands. This time he didn't put the ball away. It's just a turnout, anticipating the blitz. I believe that was Pridemore that forced the fumble.
Pridemore that hit him, yeah. And Bias had a chance to play. Race picked up a friend.
I'm not so sure he wants it.
His name is Rainbow. 3rd and 4. They're coming. Hill has it. And is pushed out of bounds by Rick Bias. But it's another Dallas first down. Boy, you really have to be impressed with Danny White. Steve Bartkowski loosening up.
White is now 8 for 12 for 101 yards. And the big one, he just didn't quite lay in there.
He gets rid of it quick, doesn't he?
The quick out. Tony Hill. You know what Gil Brandt told me, their scout, the head scout, that Hill runs better with a uniform on than he does just in track gear.
That's a plus. Here's Dorsett swinging behind Rafferty. Gets 2 or 3 before Edgar Fields and Jeff Burrow make the tackle for Atlanta. 20-20 tie with 1:50 left in the 3rd quarter. The ball's at the 28.
Pat, that's the darndest replay. If Sandy Grossman, our director, can get it up, all 11 red shirts end up right over on Tony Dorsett. Well, I don't think we had that replay, but I've never seen a whole defensive team get into it like that.
So it's 2nd down for the Cowboys. Oh, what a play. White, they say that Dorsett has the ball, but the officials say that White was down on the ground as a result of contact. So they'll bring it back.
That's big. Edgar Fields, number 77, I think, that made contact. He and Kuykendall. I thought Danny White was still up when he threw the ball. We're behind the formation. We ought to be able to see it here. Here's Kuykendall on the blitz. Got him by the foot. The left knee's down, too, with ball in hand.
He was down.
Officials don't miss very many, do they, over a course of 16-game schedule and playoffs?
3rd down, Kuykendall gets the sack. That's the first one for the Falcons. Weston Pearson in the game. That sack by Kuykendall also took him out of field goal range. From the shotgun, and they blitz everybody. Again, they're throwing for Hill. Just overthrown. Just a bit.
2 cornerbacks converged. Again, with the total blitz, you've got 3 guys back there that are really tearing their hair out. White just let him over. There's Hill running the inside. There's Bias on the right. Lawrence on the left.
They got him turned around. And twice, he's been very close to 6. And Danny White has missed him. Danny White will now perform his other act.
They'll keep him honest this time, I'm sure.
They'll have somebody making sure that he doesn't run out of punt formation. He's going for the corner. Into the end zone and back out. Touchdown.
Bartkowski breathes a little bit.
Let's go down to John Unitas on the sideline.
Okay, you're looking at a team that everyone says is a miracle football team. They're not a miracle football team today. They played Dallas off their pants the first half, and they have the confidence right now that they go out and beat them the rest of the afternoon.
All right, John.
First down for the Atlanta Falcons, and Dallas blitzes this time. Haskell Standback gets outside and will have an Atlanta first down. Charlie Waters chased him.
I believe Jim Mitchell got the big block, the tight end. Mitchell took Harvey Martin to the right of your screen inside and worked him right in and jammed the linebackers that were blitzing, Patrick. Standback came back rather well, didn't he?
Yes, he was shaken in the first half.
Bartkowski is now 5 of 13 for 59. Had a pretty rough third period.
Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Texas Stadium, where the Falcons and the Cowboys are tied at 20 apiece. Bartkowski had a man open. It was almost picked off. It is. That's Aaron Kyle who got the rebound. Shades of the Super Bowl. They did the same thing in that game. Penalty marker is down back by the Atlanta offense. Interception that was not Bartkowski's fault. The penalty was against Atlanta. Dallas refuses, and Atlanta player is hurt.
What a play by Cliff Harris deep. He kept the ball alive, and the #1 draft from Wyoming came out with it. Boy, they were looking for the long throw, and this time Bartkowski tried to split it. It's about a 15-yarder in between. Harris dives for it. Watch him keep this one alive. Here comes Kyle out with it.
Intended receiver was Alfred Jackson. Jim Myers, Danny White, and Tom Landry. Jim Mitchell is the injured Falcon, and Bartkowski talks with Lehman Bennett.
Mitchell has been some good tight end for a long time, hasn't he, from Prairie View?
Strong.
Great blocker. Lost some of the speed a little bit.
Caught the big touchdown pass last week against Philadelphia. One of the two. I asked some of the Atlanta people how he got so open on that pattern against the Eagles last week, and they said he just ran a good pattern. That's all there was to it. First down, Dallas at the Atlanta 41. Tied at 20-20. Dupree on the end around. Bricks one tackle. Still on his feet. Billy Joe Dupree. They can't get him down. Edgar Fields finally did, but Billy Joe looked like a runaway truck.
And that's the second time he's carried the football this year. Not a bad average, BJ. Makes a good cut. You're right.
Broke out of the grasp of Roland Lawrence. That's the end of the third quarter with the score Atlanta 20, Dallas 20. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Saturday. Natural enemies. Receiver on the right, secondary man on the left. This is for the next pass it's thrown.
Nothing abnormal about that.
Just normal action.
First down, Dallas at the Atlanta 20. One more quarter to play, at least. Danny White, the Dallas quarterback. He has Scott Laidlaw and Tony Dorsett. Fumble. Dorsett gets it back. Goes out of bounds, but about a 7-yard gain.
Laidlaw, I think, came across with a fumble, but nobody else but 33 makes that move. O.J. Simpson, yes. Gale Sayers, yes. Maybe Ollie Matson, yes. Watch this move. Right in between blockers. Watch the spin. You just can't teach that one, folks. You can learn to be more careful with the football, however.
Frank Reed is the one who caused the fumble, and Laidlaw, you're right, did get it back. It wasn't Dorsett.
Did you see that move?
I saw it. I don't know how he did it. He got 5. Second and 5 at the Atlanta 15, and Laidlaw has the carry to the 14. Septien should be loosening about right now.
Lewis at sealing down. When I think of that name on the wall across there, that Bob Lilly, the great cowboy, played 14 seasons and never missed a game with that kind of action, I just don't know how it's done. I don't understand it.
That's the Circle of Honor. That contains 4 names: Chuck Howley, Don Meredith, Bob Lilly, and Don Perkins. White has it not picked off. Almost picked off by Frank Reed. But the officials say he trapped it.
Frank didn't want to give the ball back, and you can't blame him. When you're a secondary man, you just take what you can get.
They're saying it hit the ground. Reed is still objecting, and rather vigorously.
But I like the way the officials at least talked to one another very briefly and said, nope, it was incomplete. You know, the losing team has a long rest. That's the reason everybody's so hot.
We're already really in sudden death. Charlie Waters will hold. Reed still complaining. It'll be a 31-yard effort from Rafael Septien. Score is tied at 20-20. Wide right, no good.
Let's see if we can pick it up. It's trapped, all right. But you don't know it when you're hot and you're trying to come up with that ball.
The score remains 20-20 with 14:03 left to play.